Well, hey, howdy everyone, Losity here, back in action for more East Attorney 2 investigations. Prosecutor's Path, Attraction. That's right, we gathered all the information about all the contestants, and hopefully we'll be able to test exactly what's going on with this situation, because honestly, damn, it's quite a lot. So, bruh. And yet we still haven't heard Gustavia's side of the story. We still haven't. That reminds me. Why did you enter Mr. Dover's room, Mr. Gustavia? Yeah. Oh, well, that was because... Silence, ignoramus! You are not to give that attorney the tiniest hint of information. What exactly was he doing in Mr. Dover's room? And moreover, something is odd about his final entry. A pastry chef bad at design, and a sculptor skilled only at designing. It would have been extremely difficult for either of them to win the contest alone. Could it be that Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover's connection is? Detective Bad? We have reason to suspect the actions of Dane Gustavia. Yeah. It's an imperative that we find a way to contact him at once. Oh, this conversation is most interesting. However, I can't allow you to speak with Mr. Gustavia. Von Karma. I have already conducted my interrogation of him. It's not necessary for him to speak any further, especially to a mere defense attorney. But I will answer your questions in that fool's place. It seems Von Karma intends to prevent me from meeting Gustavia in person. I understand. In that case, I have but one thing to ask you. Yes? I would like to know the relationship between Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover. Ooh! You see the glint of his eyes? For Gregory? My goodness. I ain't ever see that man get at him. Their connection. Gustavia and Dover's relationship? It's obvious the only relationship they had was that they happened to participate in the same contest. That's it? There's nothing more to say. What? How are we supposed to understand anything from so little? If you want Von Karma to divulge the truth, we have no choice but to present evidence. It's all too obvious that he's hiding something. It's a rebut! Okay. Are you sure Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover aren't linked in some way? Do not interrupt me with your baseless allegations. We were in a court right now, and I have you held in contempt. I don't think Von Karma has that kind of authority, though. Von Karma is famous for having even the judges wrapped around his finger. What? That's insane! Seems like I won't be easy to go against him in court. Prosecutor Von Karma, let's continue our argument. The only relationship they had was that they happened to be participating in the same contest. The thing is that I want him to give us more, so I could be a little more accurate with presenting my evidence. And I feel that's what we have to do with this. It may have been a coincidence that the two participated in the same contest. However, you can't say for sure that they weren't connected. Defense attorney! How many times must I tell you? You have no evidence to challenge my argument. Be silent! I'll be silent for now then. I need to show evidence of the link between Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover. Your mouth may be silent, but your eyes tell me everything. What does he want to say? Does he want me to speak or be silent? It would seem Von Karma does not want us to know Gustavia and Dover's real connection. Maybe the connection between those two puts the prosecution at a disadvantage? Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover should have had something in common. Should enlighten Von Karma on this fact. Okay, so I don't think it's here. I do think it's here because he's saying it's the only, and you can't have absolutes in Ace Attorney like that. You can't just rightly have it. But tasted the same. See, that's the thing. I feel like this is the big hint clue because they definitely seem to be designed the same way. And it seems like they collabed with each other. But there could be something else here. Something that I might be missing that I didn't quite see throughout. They did want to get that, but not so much. No. Lanyard was salty. Like two different things here. Sorry, I got a little... Okay. There's only film for 3. We don't need fake desserts. No, that's the only thing that we really have evidence on. I feel like that's the case in point.
Objection.
Prosecutor Von Karma, I'd like you to look at these desserts. The desserts were made for the contestants' semifinals. Don't you think these two have a particularly impressive design? Just what are you getting at? These two desserts were made by Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover. I wouldn't exactly call Mr. Gustavia's design skills praiseworthy. And yet for the semifinals, he was able to produce something comparable to Mr. Dover's. Furthermore, these two desserts have the exact same flavor.
Objection.
What are you trying to say? Oh, look at that. That was a nice little just tie situation right there. That he's just being dapper about. Are these animations that I haven't been paying attention to? Because, like, damn, dude. I'm saying it's possible they collaborated with each other on the entries. Prosecutor Von Karma, please take a closer look at their desserts. At first glance, they may look completely different. But even though the designs are different, it's clear they were made from the same materials. Is that so? The same flavor and composition. It's impossible to miss the similarity as coincidence. The very existence of these two desserts point to a link between Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover. Since you already know this much, I'll tell you the truth. Did Von Karma know about their collaboration? However, what I am about to say is not going to help your case at all. Oh? Their real connection. You want to know about Gustavia and Dover's connection so badly, I'll tell you. Last night, when I interrogated Gustavia, he told me about his connection with Dover. Until the day before the finals, they work on their desserts together. You knew about the cooperation all this time, didn't you? Why would you conceal the truth?
Objection.
I would appreciate it if you didn't sully my reputation. Until I explain my points in court, I avoid giving out unnecessary details. I was merely saving you time. How can you act like this and keep the truth from us? His concealment of the truth is something I simply cannot ignore. The real rebut. Okay, he's given us like 3 things, so we gotta press hard. It seems you knew about the real connection all along. Why did you hide it from us? I would never divulge information to a mere insect such as yourself so easily. I am not a fool like that detective, after all. I was just doing things my way. It was because you defied me that we gained this information in the first place. Okay, he interrogated him, which I feel like the prosecution isn't supposed to do? Last night. That was after Mr. Dover's sculptures had melted, right? Yes. Afterwards, I went to interrogate Gustavia personally. Interrogated by Von Kama? It sounds scary. Only Mr. Gustavia. I feel like he probably tried to mediate through the... through the interrogation. I don't know why I can't pronounce simple small stuff. Or big ones, I guess. The moment he closed his eyes, I snapped my fingers like so, to show him that no one remains silent in front of me. And did that have any effect? Because of that, I was able to get a perfect confession about his connection with Dover. Okay, but do you really know that? Because I don't think that's the case. Why do you think Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover collaborate? Why? Because Gustavia had poor design sense, and Dover was a novice at baking. Without the help of each other, they would never have made it through a single round. If so, what was their mutual goal? Why cooperate until the finals? The finals will be fought on our own merits, Gustavia said. And he ended their collaboration. Gustavia's goal was to obtain the title of the world's greatest pastry chef. Yeah, this line right here tells me Gustavia did it. 100%, he's the murderer for this. Seems his pride as a pastry chef won out in the end. Victory in the final rounds would certainly have been hollow had he cheated. But he believes that their cooperation only went as far as the semifinals. But what if it really continued through the finals? Prosecutor Von Karma, could you explain the cooperation in a little more detail? Very well. Well, I guess Gustavia. We're really baking now. Concerning your statement about Gustavia's designs, I've had no objections to that. I have no objections either. He's got no sense of style. When I saw him attempting to fashion my likeness of candy, just thinking about it disgusts me. I actually liked his candy. I actually liked his candy crafting, though. A novice pastry chef and one with no sense of design. It's only natural such a pathetic specimen would associate with each other. Okay. But how does he know that? They cooperated the day before, but not the day itself. That seems highly unnatural, don't you think? What am I saying is only the truth. How unnatural is it matters not. But weren't you unnaturally concealing that very same truth just a minute ago? There must be a reason he hid this fact from us. Mr. Master said Mr. Dover was favorite to win at the finals. Which means he must have been cooperating with Mr. Gustavia at the time, right? Yes, that is what I believe. must have evidence that proves that they still cooperated during the finals. Okay, so we need specifically this. We need to make sure to prove that they cooperated during that portion. But I don't have anything as Gustavia's, do I? So it'd really only be here. What would be a good thing for that, though? I don't... Dang, because, like, legitimately, there's, like, so many things that it could not be, while at the same time it could. Let's see here. Master would have it in his possession. Would it be here? See, that sheet right there explains something, as if Gustavio was looking at all the contestants to see how well he fared. There's a chocolate piece missing right here, but it doesn't really matter so much. Any decorations, entering another contestant's room before the judging is done is prohibited. So that is true. But he went in there, right? I don't think it would be that, because, like, that would have some point to it. I don't think it'd be this either, because that's just kind of there, so... Please. Not the fake dessert. Maybe here? Because I don't see anything here. Wait a minute. It looks like those tools right there. Those tools might be related? Maybe here? Those are the semi-final desserts, yes, but don't show anything for present day. You would need present day to have something. Delicia's testimony is that it was most delicious. He's not a master at this. Why would they say most delicious? So it's among these two, I want to say, that we go with. I'm going to say Delicia's testimony, because this proves that it was good tasting, and I feel like that wouldn't be the case with what's established. Objection. Yeah! Let's go! Straight up, bitch. You say that Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover did not collaborate during the finals. That's strange. Delicia testified that Dover's sherbet was most delicious. Being a novice chef, I doubt he would have done all that by himself. Perhaps the two of them cooperated during the finals as well. Defense attorney, how many times do I have to tell you? Delicia Scone's subjective opinion cannot be submitted as evidence. There's still a chance that a novice chef can make something tasty. My wife is an amateur, yet her cooking rivals that of a world-class chef. He has a wife? I mean, like, I know that, like, he has a daughter, but... Oh my god, he had sex. Oh my god. I didn't need that image in my head. I did not need that. Why did I do this to myself? Oh. is that not a subjective opinion? Moreover, even if you take the pharmacist's testimony to be true, it changes nothing. She also mentioned that a part of his sherbet was very salty. Which means you can hardly call this entry for the finals perfect. What? No more objections? Is there no way I could prove the collaboration? Mr. Edgeworth? There's something that's been bugging me. What is it? The desserts Mr. Dover made for the finals would have taken a long time to make, right? Indeed. They were frozen sculptures, after all. How would he have had the time to sculpt it after it was frozen? Let alone help Mr. Gustavia with his design as well. The way I see it, just waiting for the sherbet to freeze would have used up all of his time. Just how was he able to make those sherbet sculptures? Raymond, you may have a promising future after all. Thanks to you, I've noticed one more possibility. Eh? That's right. Mr. Dover's sherbet needed time to freeze properly, and the contestant's time limit would not have been enough. The method Mr. Dover used to make his sherbet within the time limit was... it was prepared in advance. Yeah... They weren't desserts? No, they were desserts. It was prepared in advance makes the most sense. Boom! The sherbet was prepared in advance. All he'd need to do was sculpt it. You... So what are you mumbling about? Please excuse me. I finally realized. Your earlier view was correct. Huh? Mr. Edgeworth? What are you doing? Oh, so you finally admitted defeat. No, all I'm admitting to it is the truth of one of your statements. Dover and Gustavia's collaboration lasted only until the day before the finals. It's exactly as you said. They only cooperated until the day before the finals. The sculptures in Mr. Dover's room were all made out of sherbet. Such an amount would most likely need to be left overnight to freeze. Which means Mr. Gustavia prepared Mr. Dover's sherbet in advance the day before. That's right. So you realize Gustavia's cooperation ended the day before the finals. Then why didn't Mr. Dover not help Mr. Gustavia in return? The views of the dead are of no concern to me. If you weren't going to answer that, I'll need to get in touch with Mr. Gustavia myself. Or was your interrogation not quite as thorough as you claim? You ingrate! You dare mock me? But that was not my intention. But I do have a problem with your attitude. I want you to give us a clear reason why we can't speak to Mr. Gustavia in person. A clear reason. Gustavia and Dover's collaboration has no bearing in this case. Objection. You claim their collaboration is irrelevant? If Mr. Gustavia and Mr. Dover's relation had turned sour, it could serve as a motive for murder. You're saying that Gustavia and Dover's collaboration was linked to the motive for the murder? If that were the case, why did he not conceal it? After all, we found out about this collaboration from Gustavia himself. If you really are a lawyer, show us evidence that gives us reason to suspect Gustavia. Only one of Mr. Gustavia's actions has been suspicious so far. Doubtless Von Karma already knows of this fact. This could be a trap by Von Karma. What's wrong, defense attorney? Not going to answer. But it mustn't back down now. Mr. Gustavius sneaked into Mr. Dover's room. His reasons for this are currently unclear. But the very fact he secretly entered the victim's room is reason enough to suspect him. If that's the extent of it, I can dispel those doubts. I knew it. Was it a trap after all? I was intending to save this for the courtroom, but I'll make a special exception. We wouldn't want to prolong the trial with unnecessary information, would we? Take a look at this. Oh? This is... Do they have kids together? Parent care day? Are their sons friends? This is a photo of Gustavi and Dover. And their sons. Oh. They don't seem happy together, though. Gustavi entered Dover's room in order to steal this photo. To steal the photo? Seems their sons attended the same elementary school. Apparently that they'd be suspected if people found out he and Dover were acquainted. Yes, just like you're doing now. There's nothing suspicious about Gustavia's actions. No further room for argument. Still adamant on not letting us meet with Mr. Gustavia. I have an investigation to return to. I have no more time to waste on the likes of you. Christoph Van Karma, calling us a waste of time. What should we do? Mr. Edgeworth, at this rate, Mr. Jeff will be... Von Karma is busy? Of course. Why would he be so busy? Both the body and murder weapon have been found, and he already has his suspect. The police should have more than enough evidence to prove Mr. Master's guilt. If that's the case, then why is Von Karma still investigating the crime scene? Mr. Edgeworth? Is there something wrong? It seems I have been overlooking a matter of vital importance. Considering that he already has the evidence he needs to convict Mr. Master, I feel that Von Karma isn't as composed as he should be. He didn't even tell Detective Bad the full results of the investigation. Yeah, Von Karma's a bit on edge at the moment. He still hasn't received the autopsy report. Ah, the day after the incident, the autopsy report still has not arrived. Furthermore, something vanished from the crime scene. We still don't know why. Detective Bad, please look at the crime scene carefully once more. The bloodstain that should have remained at the crime scene has disappeared. I definitely didn't get any reports about the bloodstain being cleaned up. But the strangest thing we found wasn't in Mr. Master's room at all. It's a match. The blood in the fountain is Dover's. Mr. Dover's blood vanished from Mr. Master's room and somehow found its way into the fountain. What does this mean? Bloodstain disappeared, and water in the fountain. It was melted into that fountain. Although the victim's blood wasn't found in Mr. Master's room, it was detected in the water fountain. There would be no need for the killer to conceal the bloodstains after the body was found. Unnatural that only the bloodstains that were found with the body disappeared. Unless the body was moved, the blood would still remain on the chocolate. Don't tell me. Someone removed the body and then erased the bloodstains? Was the body removed? It's possible that the body was removed from the crime scene, and the autopsy report still has not arrived. Although we have a murder weapon and a suspect, we don't know much about the body. Been investigating under the assumption that the body had been discovered. Perhaps this assumption was wrong from the very beginning. Why didn't Von Karma give Detective Bad the autopsy report? To understand that, yes, I must turn my logic around. My thinking shouldn't be, why is Von Karma hiding information about the body? But rather, what if Von Karma doesn't even have the information to begin with? What happens if I think of it like that? It's possible that the body wasn't removed by the police for autopsy. It was moved and hidden by the real killer. Mr. Edgeworth? I've heard many dark rumors surrounding Von Karma. He's a prosecutor who forges evidence, fabricates testimonies, and makes backroom deals. Yeah, I've heard that too. But what does that have to do with this? I tried to avoid judging others based on rumors. But I didn't let those rumors influence my opinion on Von Karma. Until today. It seems he is a man who would distort the truth. Distort the truth? You don't mean forgery? I do. I can't allow him to get away with this. I must return to the prosecutor's office for now. Not a word to that attorney. Roger. What do you want, defense attorney? I want to know the truth that you've been hiding. Fool, are you trying to mislead the police's investigation again? If you interfere with investigating any more, I'll be forced to reprimand you myself.
Objection!
Police! No, my objection is with you! What? Isn't it a prosecutor's job to ensure justice for criminals? What are you saying? I have no time to debate the job of a prosecutor with you. However, I will tell you one thing. My job is to ensure all those I prosecute are found guilty. For the perfect proof, there cannot be room for doubt.
Objection!
And to find the perfect proof, you would even stoop to forgery? Huh. I was wondering, what you're going on about. You intend to accuse me of forgery, don't you? Yes. And it's for the reason you did not allow Detective Bad to investigate. What do you mean? The real reason Detective Bad was investigating was not so he could keep an eye on us. It was to hide the fact you never found the body. What? They never found the body?
Objection!
You cretins! You'll cease with this ludicrous accusations! I will not tolerate any further insults. In that case, let us verify the body. If you do, we will have evidence that shows whether I am right or not. The burden of proof falls on you, defense attorney. I have no reason to comply with your baseless conjecture.
Objection.
You must have noticed it too. A lack of bloodstains at the crime scene. So why did the blood vanish? And more importantly, where did it go? Foolishness! Why would anyone erase just the blood in the chest that contained the body? Yes, that's exactly right. If the body had been found there, then the disappearing bloodstains would have no meaning at all. However, what if the body was already gone? To erase the traces of the body being there, one would have to get rid of the bloodstains as well.
Objection.
Why make such a fuss over those bloodstains? Seems like a trivial detail to me. Or are you saying that you should show me where those bloodstains went? In court, everything must be said with evidence. Isn't that right, Von Karma? In that case, I'll show you the evidence supporting my claim. Where the blood in Mr. Masters' room went. It should just be this, right? Blood was found in the fountain water. It was there. Because chocolate was also found.
Take that.
There were traces of the victim's blood found in the fountain. Traces of Nestor's chocolate were also found in this fountain. In other words, the blood was washed down the stream, which then flowed into the fountain. All of this points to only one possibility. After the body was removed, someone erased the bloodstains. Von Karma, where was the body really found? If you really found the body, you should be able to answer. How? How do you know this information? How do you know the results of the water composition test on the fountain? Because I allowed them to investigate. Bad! Always a thorn in my side. From here on out, I will not allow you to associate any further with this case. Not like you were letting me do much anyway. Von Karma, you still haven't answered my question. Or are you admitting to the fact you didn't find the body after all? You say I never found the body. Where's your evidence? Never going to confess. I have nothing further to say to you. Gregory Edgeworth. This matter will be decided in court. We'll see just how well your logic holds up there. Von Karma, no, your methods are wrong. I promise, without fail, I will expose the truth you've hidden. Detective Bad, I'm sorry. Because you let me investigate that. It's bound to happen. Sooner or later. This is also the first time I've been restricted in my investigation. Your theory that they never found the body sounds pretty close to the mark. That I will make clear in court. If there's anything I can do to help you, let me know. Even though I'm no longer in charge of this case. Then, though I'm very sorry about this, I have one more favor to ask you. Hey, what are you guys whispering about? I want to know too. This will be my trump card in court. The information I've gathered up until now should be enough to prove Mr. Master's innocence. But if all else fails, I'll have this ready. A trump card? You'll see at the trial. Well, I get to be at the trial too? Of course. You are my assistant after all. I'll be an ace attorney too, next year. Von Karma will never beat the two of us. Right. Although I hope to clear Mr. Master's name before you become a lawyer. If Von Karma is to be my opponent, he'll want the trial ended in a day. That's right. We have to save Master Jeff as fast as we can. After all, this is you we're talking about. I'm sure it'll beat Von Karma. Jeff Master, alone in a dark cell, arrested on false charges. I must expose Von Karma's lies. I am to save him. Of course it's to be continued. Next time, everybody, we continue on our investigation of what's happened in the future, I guess, or maybe in the not too distant future where we go to trial. I don't know. Suffice to say, things are heating up. Till next time, though, I'll see y'all later, okay? Sayonara. Bye-bye.